Working in development is often difficult. The World Bank Group's independent evaluation group looks back at the bank group's experience. It assesses what works, what doesn't, and why. Here is IEG's assessment of learning and results in World Bank operations.
It is widely believed that organizations need to continually learn and adapt in order to grow and prosper, or face extinction. With the Sustainable Development Goals looming large, the World Bank has an obligation to share its knowledge and learning on what works in development. IEG's report on learning and results found that the World Bank faces major challenges in building evidence and learning into its operational work. This needs to be addressed, and urgently so. Let us understand this. What stops development professionals from learning from each other's experiences? As the World Development Report, Mind, Society and Behavior points out, they too, just like other human beings, tend to have ingrained and sometimes unknown biases that influence their decisions and prevent them from learning and seeking the best possible solutions. So what should the World Bank do to ensure that a learning culture flourishes in the bank? Perhaps the World Bank needs to imagine its priorities as a seesaw. The evaluation recommends that the bank needs to balance the seesaw right, tilting it towards 4 priority areas. The first priority area is putting greater emphasis on promoting openness and active debate. Make it safe for staff to admit their mistakes and reflect on what is working and what isn't without the fear of repercussion. For this to become a reality, bank leadership will need to walk the talk. Staff will need to see that bank managers model openness and non-defensive behavior, welcoming dissent. The second priority area is giving more attention to informal learning and tacit knowledge. World Bank staff say they learn most from each other in informal and personal settings and value the experiential or tacit knowledge contained in their colleagues' heads. But the IEG report found that the main channels for conveying tacit knowledge at the bank, the peer review process, staff mentoring, project handovers, and communities of practice, are all in need of repair and rejuvenation. With regard to handovers, for example, if the night shift nurse can safely hand over to the day shift nurse every single morning, why can't bank staff? A third priority area concerns paying more attention to management signaling and incentives. Bank staff perceive the lack of institutional incentives as one of the biggest problems for learning and sharing at the bank. Simply said, they find that nobody cares whether they have the time to do a systematic stock-taking of lessons of experience when a project closes. Typically, they're whisked away and rewarded for their next big task. The bank needs to reward learning and knowledge sharing through recognition, promotions, and financial and non-financial incentives. Non-financial incentives include senior management statements, senior management role modeling, and the questions that managers ask at review meetings. And the final priority area proposed by the IEG report is on putting greater emphasis on localizing global knowledge. That is what knowledge professionals call contextualization, an abstract word for what is the hard and at times costly work of figuring out if and how to adapt the things learned in one context to the political, institutional, historical and cultural conditions prevailing in another. Bank staff with innate knowledge about a country's political economy and institutions need to be appreciated and recognized as essential to contextualizing solutions. Given past neglect, the seesaw needs to tilt in favor of these 4 priority areas. Doing so, IEG believes, is key to making the World Bank a learning and knowledge leader that offers its clients optimal development solutions.